In this video, I will show you how to set up your Weebly portfolio for your final exam. So first you will go to students.weebly.com, type in your password and username, and then you will go to edit your site. So if you review the spec sheet on your final exam for your portfolio, you should have 3 gallery pages as well as your journal or blog page. Okay, so this is really what it should look like. If you go to pages to build, you should have one that we called current work from last marking period. This you can now change to final portfolio. So we'll change that name. And then we have the midterm portfolio, which you're going to leave it intact. If you want to change anything as far as formatting, you can do that. Your elements and principles portfolio, and then your journal. So they should be 3 separate pages, just like this. If you have 2 blog pages, or if you have them sort of hidden underneath one another, arrange them so it's very easy to see the 3 separate portfolios. Okay? So I'm going to go to build. I'm going to go back to my home page. So the first thing you guys are going to do is update your About Me section on your home page. Okay, so this was from the midterm, to introduce who you really are and what you like to do and what are your plans. So here I want you guys just to edit it. Any changes? Did you commit to a college? Did you commit to a major? You know, what did you accomplish in digital this year too? Okay, so sort of a nice brief little introduction about who you are as an artist. And I also want you guys to include a self-portrait. So to do that, you're going to add an image. And you can add it wherever you want. I'm going to just stick it over here. Maybe not. You guys can play around with where you want to stick it. So click on upload. I'm going to just drag this picture in from my desktop. Okay. All right. So that's your About Me page on your first home page. Okay. You guys can change out these images, the header images. You can make them more consistent, change the fonts. We did the cover photos for your elements and principles design. You could do something like that again if you wanted to do that. Okay. So let's go back to Final Portfolio. Again, the only stipulation is that all the images used on your portfolio are your photographs. You cannot use any stock photography. Okay, so my Final Portfolio page. You are going to write a new artist statement. You can see that information here highlighted, written in red. So that will go first. So add a title, drag that in, Final Portfolio artist statement, add a text box, drag that in, and this is where you'll type your portfolio, your final artist statement. I would recommend you do this in Google Docs or a Word document so that way you can edit the text quite easily, and just in case the website does something funky and doesn't save properly, you have it backed up. Okay, so I would definitely do that in Google Docs. That way you can access it anywhere you want to. Okay, then it comes to your portfolio. So I did add here a divider. So you can pick up a divider and just drag that in over here. I already did that. I'll show you how to do that next again. So the first thing is your abstract photography. This would be 5 photos total. I want you guys to make sure you include the Maisel captions. That's your mode, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and lens information. You can see that information here in the captions. So this section would have 5 photos total. You can do it as sort of a gallery. You can do them as individual images. I would probably do them as a gallery. That way they can be small on your page, but then when you go to publish, you can see them nice and big. Okay, a lot of you guys had done them as small individual images, and then that way you can't look at them larger. So I would definitely do galleries for this part. And you could do it, you know, 1 by 5 or 2 by 3, doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm going to add another divider. And then below that, I'm going to add a title. And I'm going to type in Snow Day Photo Challenge. Okay, and this also should have 5 of your best photos, and they should also have the Maisel information, the caption. So it should have a title, and then the date of when it was taken, and then your Maisel information. One thing to note too is all your headings should be consistent. See how this is in all caps? This is not. Okay, that's one thing visually you want to make sure that everything is consistent and looks really good together. Okay, so there's Snow Day Photo Challenge. I would add a gallery underneath that. And then I would upload my 5 images. You could add a little text box below that if you want, below the title. Explain the project here, elaborate on why you took photos that you did, etc., where you went, whatever it was. Okay, and again, I'm going to add another little divider, and this just because aesthetically I like how this looks. You guys can arrange this however you want, but just think about ease of navigation. You want your viewer to stay engaged with what they're doing here while they're here. You really want them to appreciate your artwork. So the next one would be the Young Me Now Me Photo Challenge. Again, you could add a text box right underneath that. You know, the date of the original, why this photo is important to you, etc. If you want, optional. Okay, and then I would still do a gallery here, just because you can look at it larger on the final page, even though you're only going to upload 1 image there. Okay, and so on and so forth. So when you're all done with that, make sure you hit publish. Okay, if I close out of this right now, Weebly's going to save it, but the work I just did will not be visible. Like Young Me Now Me Photo Challenge is not visible because I did not hit publish. So if I click publish, it will be there. Going to your journals. Okay. Make sure you guys hit new post. That's down here. You're going to give it a title. So you can just do the dates for the posts if you want, or identify what you're working on. Let's say today I'm working on panoramas, and here you need to drag in your text box and then answer, you know, what are you learning about, what are you doing. If you want to include an image of, you know, or even a gallery of them before they're stitched together, after, mid work, you know, whatever you want to do. Okay, and then again, make sure you hit post so that it can be published. Okay, and if we go here and just hit refresh, we'll see that now I have these options here. Of course, I don't have any images yet, but that's okay. And then I can go to my journal and see this here. Okay, obviously I didn't type anything into it yet, but I can do that quite easily by clicking on this and editing. And okay, and I'm going to update that. Again, if you feel more comfortable writing your journals in a Google Doc and then copying and pasting, you can do that as well, just in case something happens to them. Okay, so that is the basic gist of this. Make sure that you have your home page, final portfolio, midterm portfolio, elements and principles portfolio, and your journal or blog, whatever you chose to call it. And you should have consistency across the top of your images, of each of your pages. So maybe using the same background image or keeping them all the same size, changing the font, make this look really professional. Okay. Add some of your personality into it. All right. So again, you're updating the About Me section, adding a final portfolio page, an artist statement, and then all of the work from the third and fourth marking period. Oh, and I should show you guys really quickly. At the bottom, you're going to add your final exam. You actually could also, if you wanted to, add an extra little page here. Let's see. We'll add a standard page and we'll call it stop motion. This I'll leave up to you. Final project. If you want to do a separate page or if you just want to pop it in your final portfolio page, it's up to you. Okay. So except let's do this way. Oops. I want this next to my final. I'll do this here, like this. Stop motion, final project, and then I'll do my journal. And then, yeah, that'll make more sense. Okay, good. Because the midterm and the Elements and Principles portfolio are kind of old stuff, so they can kind of hang out over there. So anyway, if you're going to do your stop motion here, you'd go back to build, and there's two options here. So you can actually add HD video directly by clicking on this media, under the media section here, or you can link to a YouTube video. So if you want to add the HD video, you can do that. And I have some MP4s on my computer. Let's see. Go here. So let's just pretend this is my stop motion, and it will upload it. This is going to take a while because it's huge, so I'm actually going to just go ahead and hit cancel. But also, if you have, you can upload your MP4 directly to YouTube, and then I can just, once you go to your channel, if you're signed into your Nutley Students account, you can do this. And then where it says share, you can get a link, copy that, Command C, and go back here, and you can drop in the YouTube media, and then here you just click, you add the URL, and then it will link that there. And it will link to your YouTube channel. If you have anything else there, you can see that, but you can also just upload the MP4 directly. Okay? So that is what that looks like. If you wanted to do it on your final portfolio page instead, so everything is nice and neat on top, you would again just add another section and then drag in the HD video or the YouTube and either put the link or the actual MP4. Okay? So that explains your Weebly Final portfolio. Have fun, be creative, keep things neat, and make sure that everything you write is edited, grammatically correct, punctuation is correct, spelling is correct, and that you use the proper vocabulary, especially for your journal entries. Okay, so have fun and good luck.